to the fine police chiefs from Lancaster County, I want to thank you for what you do. My district is right across the bridge from Columbia. So that bridge connects between Columbia and Wrightsville, and we know that crime doesn't always respect boundaries, so I know there's a great relationship there and very much appreciate the work that you do jointly with your York County counterparts. So many important points have been raised today. Your insight has been tremendously helpful. Recruitment and retention is a challenge in just about every sector of our economy. And law enforcement has some particular challenges in addition to those being faced by every other business with regard to that recruitment and retention of qualified employees. Heard you loud and clear that there are impediments to your ability to find and retain those high quality candidates. And you spoke a little about civil service. I have heard from police chiefs here in York County that it's really difficult when you find a qualified candidate from out of state. Lancaster and York counties, they border Maryland. There are a lot of folks who perhaps find their first job in law enforcement over the Mason-Dixon line, but want to come home to York or to Lancaster. How has that worked for you? And do you have any suggestions on how to improve our recruitment of qualified individuals from out of state?
One of the things that could be done is to, and it's going to take some legislative remedies as far as changes to the existing structures of pension systems to promote lateral transfer and to provide officers with a reward to that time that they already had on the job, and making that lateral transfer to a new agency outside of the state.
Well, it's not that they don't want to come here. They want to come here. What I hear is that oftentimes the process is so onerous that they can't get credentialed in an appropriate time frame. Are you experiencing that same issue?
Yes, that rule was changed with the Municipal Police Officers Education and Training Commission in November of 2021 that made a testing requirement and periodic issuance of the tests somewhat impactful to those agencies. So yes, the answer is in the affirmative.
Is that something that the legislature needs to remedy, or is that another jurisdiction or entity that needs to address that?
My belief is that that could be an administrative remedy through the MOPEC Commission, and have a discussion on the pros and cons of that. I'm not certain it requires a legislative initiative.
Very good. That's great. If I may, Mr. Chairman, just one more question. Had a lot of conversation today with regard to youth violence, juvenile violence, and in meetings with superintendents in York County, I'm hearing a significant amount of concern with regard to truancy and the inability of school districts to compel particularly 16 to 18-year-olds to attend school. In your opinion, is there a link between the increased levels of truancy that we are seeing and that rise in juvenile crime?
I would say there is a link. I'm not quite sure what that link is. I can tell you in Columbia Borough, we do have an issue with truancy. As I had indicated in my remarks, we are also having a great deal of issues with our juvenile crime rate.
My sense, of course, is if you're in school, it's a little harder to engage in violent, illegal activities when you're in a classroom. So we'll have to dig down deeper see what we can do to help address and remedy both of those issues. We have seen here in York County a new program at York High to encourage students 9 through 12 to explore careers in law enforcement and other emergency services. I don't know if other programs like that exist in the Commonwealth, but I am very interested in monitoring the outcomes of that program and see if it's successful in encouraging young people to pursue those careers and perhaps be a model in the future for that to go farther across the Commonwealth and see if it can help address some of our issues with recruitment and retention. Again, I want to thank you for your efforts in keeping communities safe in our Commonwealth. And again, thank you to the chairman and the good gentleman, the senior senator from Lancaster County,